Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm gonna show you how we can export bigmart database.csv and a CSV file or Excel sheet file into MySQL database and use it. So first of all, we will open MySQL and then we will connect to the local instance or the local host, your own username and password. Let's just click on it. And first of all, let's demonstrate, or let's take a look in the workbench MySQL in the original. When you open the workbench in your first time, you will see a workbench here, a query or an executable editor to write your code here. For example, you want to select something from any table here. So here you can write your SQL code. And here we have some administration tabs. You have a server status, you have a client connections, how many connections connected to your database, user and privileges. You have one username, status and system variables. If you want to shut down or start up any kind of database or user or schema, you can say click it here. And the most important thing here is the schemas itself. We will browse or navigate on schema. We will click on schema here. As you can see, you have this is your all databases or schemas that are connected on your server or created on your server. This one is that I had created recently. World schema, SES, and Sakila, and my database is the original schemas inserted in MySQL as a default when you first time to install MySQL Workbench on your computer. So, for example, let's create an schema or database. In order to create a schema or database, we just write as simple as here, create database. Let's name it, for example, example_1. Okay. And we want to run this line of command, so we will select this line and click execute the statement under the keyword cursor. Okay, as you can see here, there is a green mark, shows you that this operation is done. For example, if you click another time to execute this query, you will see there is a wrong or error code. This can't create database that is existing. He tells you that this database or this schema is existing on your PC. Okay. If you want to use or to access a specific schema, you write as simple as this command, use example_1. By this, you are navigating your query into the database that called example_1. Before we run this command, let's refresh, and here we go. This is an example_1. This is the new database or the new schema that we had created recently. So I want to navigate and create tables inside this schema or inside this database. So I write use example_1. Yes, this shows that the command is correctly executed. Okay, we can create tables using different methods. For example, you want to create a table from scratch using your SQL command. You simply create table and the name of the command. Let's, for example, call it big mart SQL. Okay. And when we open the brackets, inside those brackets, we are creating the columns inside this table. So as you can see in this database or in this data set, we have multiple columns, item identifier, item weights, item fat content, item visibility, item types, and so on. Each column have its own data type, so we need careful to read or to observe the data type inside the Excel sheet and assign it correctly. So let's here, for example, the first column is the item identifier. Item identifier. And the item identifier, as you can see in the Excel sheet, is full of characters or string or text. So we can say it will take char with maximum characters, for example, let's say 50. Okay, and comma. And the second item or the second column, item weight is double, which means it's a number, floating number. Okay. Item fat is a char. As you can see, the item fat is character, and the item visibility is double. We can say it's double. Item type, it's a character. Item MRP, we can say that it's double or float. Outlet identifier is a string or character. Outlet establishment here, we can say it's integers or double, the same. Outlet size is a string or character. Outlet location, character. Outlet type is a character. And finally, item outlet sales is a double. So we can simply write the name of the column and its data type. Here we go. We now successfully finished the definition of each column, the name of the column, and the data type. So to execute this command to create this table inside my example_1 database, we just click. As you can see, it's created successfully. So let's for example display. This is the table. We know that this table is actually an empty table. So we have made refresh here, and we navigate to tables. We can see bigmart_SQL. Here is the columns, and here is the name of the table. So let's select, for example, the all columns from this table. Select all with asterisk from big_mart_SQL. Okay, and let's run this command. As you can see, it's an empty table, but the here is the columns of the database. So in order to import this Excel sheet or .csv file, we right click on the database name itself, and we go through table data import wizard. we say we need to specify here or insert the path of the Excel sheet. So I can say it's here. And then we make or we click next. We have two options. If you want to use an existing table, you can search on the existing table in this database, or if you want to create a new table, here you can select the database or the schema if you want to create it in example_1 or my database or and so on. And here is the name of the database itself. It's called a big mart underscore dataset. Okay. And this check table or this check field, if this table is exist inside the database, so we need to drop it. We will go through the create new table, the second one. Okay, and here is some extra options here. We can say here is the column. You can select one of these columns or the all the columns inside the this Excel sheet. And here is the field type or the dataset type of the of each column. If there is a mistake inside this Excel sheet, for example, it's this is a char or a character inside this Excel sheet, so we can here make sure that this item weight or this specific column configured with its right data type. After we check here all the columns, we can say that these columns have configured correctly. So we click next here. And in order to execute this import process, we need to click another next. And here we go. And the process seems like correctly or successfully executed. So we click next, and he says more than 7,000 records has been imported successfully from the bigmart underscore dataset.csv, and we click finish. And let's here to display, let's firstly refresh here. Here is the new dataset. Here is the specifications of the new dataset. Let's go back to the query. Let's select the or let's display this data using a select statement. So we write select all from big underscore mart underscore dataset, which is the new dataset here. Okay, here. Okay, as you can see, here is the dataset itself, the columns, names, as well as the imported data inside this dataset.